Mm. Hello. Korean story grandma. My hairstyle has changed. Well, lockdown, it's been growing for whole year and then today, well not today, a couple of days ago, I realized it's been too long and also on the carpet I couldn't see very well because of my eyesight, but I spotted some long hair, so that was enough. So I just snip, 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 snip. So it's like a schoolgirl hairstyle on grandma's hair and face. Never mind. Um, I want to go back to today about 1977. Well, 1977, that's the year I arrived in the UK. Mm, and my husband was in Korea in 1973, and I was working at the British Embassy, and then he was posted there. That's where we met, and then I followed him to the UK. Um, At the time, it was very strange because we settled in Carshalton Beaches. It is, I suppose it's 20 minutes or maybe half an hour from here by car. And when I arrived here, I thought, oh, I better quickly get a job. And I got a job in the Hyde Park corner, one of the one of the companies there. I still remember the address, 119 the Piccadilly. It was a very nice place, well, nice area. So I enjoyed working there, but just doing telex operator, filing, copy typing, that sort of things, like a secretarial, clerical work. And so in the morning, my husband and I would catch the train, and then we go up to London, and then he goes to his office in King Charles Street, and then I go to hop on a bus and then go to Hyde Park Corner. Then lunchtime we would meet at either St James's Park or Green Park, have a sandwich, and then we go back to our offices. And then we meet again at Victoria Station, and then we come back together home. The funny thing was, in Seoul, where I was born and raised, you are never lack of people. It's always so many people in the street. And of course, my life was different because I was just a single girl. But being sort of married, and you have to do lots of things like, I don't know, you have to buy more food, more sort of a weekly shopping in a way because we both were working full time. And very odd, in 1977, every Wednesday is half day. And also, all the shops close at 5 o'clock. So I finish work at 5 o'clock or 5:30. I can't remember around that time. By the time we get home, it will be either 6:30, or sometimes there's a problem with the train. Then it will be near 7 o'clock. You see, pitch dark, or even it's bright, there is no shop. So it was terrible. You have to do like a weekly shopping, which I'm used to now, but You know, in Seoul, you can get anything, everything, even in the midnight or, well, not at the time. We had a curfew, so it's not true. But relatively, I mean, you have shops everywhere. And here, you have to go to the high street. It's residential area, you don't have really shops. So that was really first cultural shock, i.e., you have to be organized, or you could say very inconvenient. And then another one is when you go, I mean, when you buy a ticket at the train station, in Korean way, customers are kings, or people has to be nice and polite to the customers, to the you know, to do their business. But here, I found people are people are so polite, but the other way around. I am paying my money to buy something. You have to say thank you, please. This is English way conversation, isn't it? But it's not in the Korean culture at that time. Now it's more or less all globalized, and you know what's going on, all that. But at the time, really, it's the other side of the earth. You leave as though you will never go back. It was that difficult to get out of Korea. I say get out because um, at the time, there was a under the military regime. Well, it's not really military, but President Park was a general in the army. Through the coup, he became the president. Then he turned into a civilian. Then he was president. And not much freedom, very severe control, but not the embassy people. So I liked working in the embassy, even though we have to follow the Korean law because we live there. But for instance, if I get a ride from my husband, he wasn't husband at the time, my boyfriend, and then with his diplomatic plate, he could even drive after the curfew. So some kind of uh, difference, or big difference, I suppose. But it was a new world for me working in the British Embassy because the girls were so free. And from then on, I got on so well with this culture. I become besotted by this culture, and then there you are. I end up in Britain, and that was the first cultural shock. Was shops are closed in the middle of the day. No post office. Every Wednesday afternoon, it's shut at 12 o'clock. By the time you come home from work, all shops are closed. So you have to be very organized. Okay, that was the first impression. Bye.